Testing, testing.
Problem with that connection on that flipping thing. Test 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Go boys, don't go back!
The live stream.
Boys, let's go!
Well, we'll just do a sound check.
Go for 5 up!
Go live at 5 minutes.
Back up, see you boys! Go boys! Here we are! Come on, wait up! Hold! Go now, Shawnee! Make it hard for the bag! Yes, Sean! No problem, no, just doing a little bit, you know. Okay, there, Hannah.
Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I think we'll use this one because that other one's not working.
Yeah, how are you? Official, okay, we keep that.
My sins. Yeah, hi, how's it going?
It's okay, Tom, like this. You have it. Yep. Oh, yeah. Oh, that's.
Good afternoon and welcome to the Barry Park for this afternoon Energy All-Ireland League Division 1B game. The teams Highfield, number 1, Gideon Buckley. Actually both teams are virtually as listed in the match day program. Gideon Buckley, number 1. Number 2, Travis Cooney. 3, Darragh Fitzgerald. 4, Sean Garrett.
I'm on, yeah. Tom, I'm on.
6, David O'Connell, captain.
That's on.
7, Alvia Porter. 8, Maya Cronin. 9, Richard Cassidy. 10, James Taylor. 11, Luke Kingston. 12, Mark Dorgan. 13, Keane Bohan. 14, Ben Murphy. 15, Liam McCarthy. And the replacements are
River number 4
16,
gone.
Robert Murphy.
Feeling for
17, Ian McCarthy. 18, John O'Callaghan. 19, Mark Fitzgibbon. 20, Chris Bannon. and 21, Shane Buckley.
Yeah. I tell you what though, it's handy because you get out of the back end, 3-match
Good afternoon and welcome to the live stream here from Buccaneers versus Highfield. The very quick run through the two teams here. For Buccaneers, 15 Stephen Mannion, 14 Harry Bolsiger, 13 Conor Fitzgibbon, 12 Daniel Hawkshaw, 11 Ross Murphy-Sweeney, 10 Michael Hanley, 9 Frankie Hopkins,
The Buccaneers team is number 1, Matthew Burke,
1 Matt Burke,
2, Stephanie Lumber, 3, Mark Staunton Captain, a late change at 4, John McDonald, 5, Daniel Porter, 6, Sean O'Connell, 7, Ryan O'Mara, 8, Kieran Booth, 9, Frank Hopkins, 10, Michael Handley, 11, Ross Murphy-Sweeney, 12, Daniel Hawkshaw, 13, Conor Fitzgibbon, 14, Harry Balsiger, and 15, Stephen Mannion. The rotations are 16, Oisin Dolan, 17, James Kelly, 18, Fergus Galvin, 19, Cathal Walsh, 20, Will Riley, Robert Keith, 21, as we welcome Buccaneers onto the list after the captain David O'Connell. And a referee this afternoon is Oisin Quinn, and a matchday sponsor is Stratton Lakehouse.
Yeah, just our colleague there, Michael Silk, was just as operating as continuity announcer today, so Michael gave the teams there on the PA system. So I'll just run it through very quickly. For Buccaneers, 15 Stephen Mannion, 14 Harry Bolsiger, 13 Conor Fitzgibbon, 12 Daniel Hawkshaw, 11 Ross Murphy-Sweeney, 10 Michael Hanley, 9 Frankie Hopkins, 1 Matt Burke, 2 Stephanie Lombard, 3 Martin Staunton, 4 a late replacement is Sean MacDonald, 5 is Danny Qualter, 6 is Sean O'Connell, 7 Ryan O'Mara, 8 Kieran Booth, 16 Oisin Dolan, 17 James Kelly, 18 is now Fergus Galvin, 19 Cathal Walsh, 20 Will Riley, and 21 Robert Teep. And for Highfield, 15 Liam McCarthy, 14 Ben Murphy, 13 Keane Bohan, 12 Mark Dorgan, 11 Luke Kingston, 10 James Taylor, 9 Richard Cassidy, 1 Killian Buckley, 2 Travis Coomey, 3 Darragh Fitzgerald, 4 Sean Garrett, 5 Owen Keating, 6 David O'Connell, 7 Olive Porter, 8 Mia Cronin. And we get to the subs. The ball is now in play here at the Buccaneers, and it's a kick off by Highfield in this very important game here today. So Bucks have possession here in the very first minute and crash forward. Frankie Hopkins with the ball, pushes it wide for the Bucks. Already there's a little line break there, but the ball has moved forward, and Highfield has got possession for the Buccaneers, and a little grubber kick up the line that's not going to find touch inside the 22. And Frankie Hopkins there under pressure kicked it out there just outside the 22 metre line. Already there, Highfield have a line out. We now just studying Highfield tactically during the week with a very effective rolling maul from the line out, but perhaps it's a little bit too far out to operate the rolling maul to try and score a try. They scored 2 tries against Old Wesley and 2 against Armagh from the rolling maul line. Ball is thrown in there to the back and is caught there by the captain Dave O'Connell. Ball is moved wide there. On the crash ball there is the number 12, and that's Mark Dorgan. Play just inside, just almost inside the Buccaneers 22. Highfield inching their way forward here. Another pick and go there by the number 6 that's David O'Connell. Buccaneers defence holding firm here in the opening 1.5 minutes. Highfield inched away and let the ball wide through the hands to James Taylor. James Taylor out to Liam McCarthy, and Liam McCarthy out to the flying winger there, number 11, who's Luke Kingston. Some good play there, but the Buccaneers defence stands firm. And that's a penalty, an infringement there at scrum time by the Highfield, and it's a relieving penalty there for the Buccaneers. Here early stages there, Highfield and laying siege to Buccaneers goals, but it gives Michael Hanley the chance to relieve pressure down to the Bucks, almost to the Bucks 10 metre line. This is a very vital match for both teams, just to set the scene for you. Buccaneers in third place with 51 points, Highfield in fourth place with 45, so both teams trying to cement places inside the all-important top four for the AIL League semi-finals. Throw in there by, it's overshot there by the Buccaneers. Line out goes astray, and it's Highfield pick up possession. The ball is worked through the hands there to Cian Bohan. Cian, who started full back the last day, but Buccaneers managed to retrieve possession there through the full back there. That's Stephen Mannion. Stephen playing in an unfamiliar role today. He's normally in the centre, but he moves the ball through the hands. Kieran ball out through the hands there to Harry Bolsiger. Harry from Ferban. Harry having one of his first AIL starts today, but he got good experience in the Bateman Cup. Ball moved through the hands again there for the Bucks player, and it's number 8 Kieran Boot goes to ground. Lets the ball through the hands. Michael Hanley wide to Stefani. Stefani tried to burst his way through there, and it's retained possession. Highfield man off his feet there, they're up, but the referee plays on, and a lovely gap through the gap there now. A lovely little move there with Stephen Mannion's little attempted chip kick ahead is blocked there by the number 10, the very dangerous James Taylor, a very elusive runner for Highfield, but the referee calls back play and is having a word with the Highfield there, number 6. Very frantic start to the game, both sides recognising the importance of this match here. It's very pivotal to see can Buccaneers catch Old Belvedere and City of Armagh, and Highfields cement themselves inside in the top 4. It's a scrum just on the Highfield 10 metre line. It's put in for the Buccaneers there by Frankie Hopkins. Solid scrum there. Kieran Boot picks and goes off the back of the scrum, but is caught there by the flanker. There is Owley of Porter. But Buccaneers managed to retain possession there. Ball played into contact. Danny Qualter there takes the ball into contact just short of the 10 metre line. The ball is spun wide through the hands of Michael Hanley. Michael Hanley there out then. Gone back into a ruck situation again, just on the halfway line. Again, Will Riley gets the ball straight to Martin Staunton. Martin Staunton on the burst there through to Matthew Burke. Matthew Burke is brought to ground there, but Matthew has made ground up to the 10 metre line. Again through the hands of Michael Hanley. Michael Hanley there to Ryan O'Mara. Ryan, who scored a try against Malone in the last home match. Excellent tackle there by number 12 there for Buccaneers there. That's Daniel Hawkshaw. Daniel is tackled to the ground there by the centre for Cian Bohan for Highfield. A good solid Highfield tackle there. But again, Bucks managed to retain possession through their captain Martin Staunton, inching their way forward, but both sides defensively tight so far. Again, another pick and go by the Buccaneers. The Buccaneers trying to make holes in the Highfield defence, letting the ball out wide through Michael Hanley. Michael Hanley again gets the ball wide. He gets the ball there out through to Conor Fitzgibbon. Conor Fitzgibbon lets it wide to Harry Bolsiger. Harry comes inside off his wing, but is taken to ground just short of the Highfield 22. But Buccaneers set up another play through the hands again through Michael Hanley. This time the elect Daniel Hawkshaw goes to ground, sets up possession again. Very busy there is Frankie Hopkins in the first 5.5 minutes. But again, another pick and go by the Bucks. Stefani has the ball trying to inch his way forward. The referee not penalising the ball there, not releasing the ball. Stefani went into contact situation in the ruck and didn't release the ball, and the referee gives the penalty to Highfield. But the result there of the tackle there is that one of the Highfield players there just requires medical attention. So just to set the scene there, this commentator was watching a few Highfield matches. They're very effective rolling maul off a line out, either to score directly from the line out maul or pop and go through the faces. But this commentator did notice a couple of little weaknesses in the Highfield game. Wesley got a few breaks in the fringes of rucks and mauls, and Armagh managed to score more tries through 12-13 channels, so perhaps that's an avenue where the Bucks might exploit. 6 minutes and 25 seconds gone on the clock here. The scoreboard hasn't been threatened yet, but just to run through the Bucks team for those who might be late to the stream, it's 15 Stephen Mannion, 14 Harry Bolsiger, 13 Conor Fitzgibbon, 12 Daniel Hawkshaw, 11 Ross Murphy-Sweeney, 10 Michael Hanley, 9 Frankie Hopkins, 1 Matt Burke, 2 Stefani Lombard, 3 Martin Staunton, 4 in a late replacement is Fionn MacDonald, 5 Danny Qualter, 6 Sean O'Connell, 7 Ryan O'Mara, 8 Kieran Booth, and the sub-16 Shane Nolan, 17 James Kelly, 18 is Ralph Galvin, 19 Cathal Walsh, 20 is Will Riley, and 21 is Robert T. And for the Highfield, in on the live stream, we have 15 Liam McCarthy, 14 Ben Murphy, 13 Keane Bohan, 12 Mark Dorgan, 11 Luke Kingston, 10 James Taylor, 9 Richard Cassidy, 1 Killian Buckley, 2 Travis Coomey, 3 Darrell Fitzgerald, 4 Sean Garrett, 5 Owen Keating, 6 David O'Connell captain, 7 Owleaf Porter, and 8 Maya Cronin. Now, play resumes there with it's now a Highfield line out just inside the Buccaneers half. Very strong. Usually in these they call Dave O'Connell, who was number 4 today, but is now playing at number 6. Anyway, and an excellent steal there by the Buccaneers, Danny Coulter. An excellent line out steal. That'll really boost the Buccaneers' morale, because one of the strong areas of Highfield is their line out. Just checking the last day against City of Armagh, that day Highfield stole 6 of the Armagh line outs, and their stats show that they have 90% retention on their line outs. So that was a very, very good steal by the Buccaneers. But nonetheless, this phase of play ends with the Highfield out half kicking for touch there and bringing play just inside the Buccaneers 10-metre line. But a good steal there, Danny Coulter giving an early sign of that the Buccaneers want supremacy in the line out, and they're determined to stop what is one of the main pillars of the Highfield game. So it's a line out now for Stefani, just short of the halfway line inside the Bucks half. Calling the 5-man line out, should be up to Dan. Oh, this time the roles have reversed, and that the number 4 for Highfield, Dave Garrett, manages to steal the Buccaneers line out. So it's going to be an excellent battle there in the second row forwards battling each other. So it's a ball kicked clear there, but it doesn't gain much ground, and it's just on the Buccaneers 10-metre line. So an interesting line out battle taking place, one steal each. Now the Highfield have a line out just on the Bucks 10-metre line. Again, we're looking for a full line out, or we're going short. Looks like a full line out. Again, usually the ploy here for Highfield is to aim for their number 6 or their number 4. And it's missed again, and Buccaneers have now stolen 2 line outs by Highfield. Again, Danny Coulter disrupting the throw into the middle of the line out. So it's an interesting line out battle. Is the most interesting tactical thing so far. Buccaneers managed to retain possession. Michael Hanley through the hand. Ball is swept wide there, and it's swept wide right there to Stephen Mannion. Stephen Mannion brings play up to the 10-metre line there. Ball goes to ground. Can Buccaneers retain the possession? Highfield really counter-rucking very effectively, but Danny Coulter manages to retrieve the ball and pops a pass in there inside into Martin Staunton. Martin Staunton, little box kick ahead by Frankie Hopkins. Blinks play inside the Highfield 10-metre line, and the full back there for Highfield, the famously titled Liam McCarthy. No relation to the famous hurling club, but a very famous name in GAA. But this man is not playing GAA today. He's hurling, or he's not hurling. He's rugbying for Highfield. So this commentator getting his sports mixed up, but very effective there by Liam McCarthy.
So, as you said there, Fran, Highfield have been very successful in the line-up until now. And strangely, earlier on, they nearly always go for line-out maul, and this time they decided not to. So there's obviously a change of tactics.
So anyway, it's a line out there, a line out for the Highfield on their own 22. The ball played. This time it goes shorter, and it's fielded by their number 4 there. That's Sean Garrett. Solid play there by Highfield, winning their line out after losing the last 2. The ball is moved through the hands there, and it's into the centre there, who is Mark Dorgan. Mark Dorgan on the crash ball sets up possession. They go again. That ball looked forward. It didn't indeed go forward, but the referee plays advantage because the ball went back to the Buccaneers. Martin Staunton was going to pop a pass there, but instead elects to go to ground right under 22. Frankie Hopkins has possession there again. It's Stefani on the crash ball. Stefani brings play right onto the Highfield 22. The ball is now out to Michael Hanley. Michael Hanley through the hands plays a lovely reverse pass with Ryan O'Mara. Ryan O'Mara through the hands out to it's Stephen Mannion there at full back. Stephen Mannion out just on the right wing there. And it's just again on the 22 again. The ball is played back to Michael Hanley. Kieran Booth goes on the crash ball, but is repelled by good Highfield defence. Buccaneers have they managed. The ball goes to a ruck situation. It looks as if, yes, they've called it correctly here. Is it a no? Bucks have retained possession. It looked like a turnover. Ball is very quickly moved through the hands of Danny Coulter, Stefani Lombard. Stefani goes to ground there. Very solid counter rucking by both sides here. Again, the close in fringe defence is very good by both sides so far. Again, another pop and go here. And the ball is played through there. Stefani Lombard takes another pop and go. And it's through to Kieran Booth. Kieran Booth out to the winger there, but it's knocked forward there. The ball looked to be knocked forward there by Ross Murphy-Sweeney, who scored a try against Malone the last day. As Ross, there's a knock as Ross taking a knock there. He's up on his feet again. One of the Highfield players there is on the ground requiring a little bit of attention. The physio is on, but the play continues there. Again, an awful lot of popping and going there. And that is surely a penalty, because it looked there as if my colleague Tom O'Neill might give me a referee's interpretation there, but it looked there as if the number, we just checked there, the number 7, the flanker for number 7, Olive Porter, it looked as if he was offside of the ruck as the Frankie Hopkins was about to get his pass away. Olive came around on the wrong side. It looked to be offside, so it's a penalty now to Buccaneers.
So as you said there, referee there said how Highfield player came in from the side, didn't come in from the gate, and that gives Buccaneers a very kickable penalty right in front of the posts between the 22 and the halfway line.
Michael Hanley has the chance after 13 minutes of play to give Buccaneers the lead. Just a very interesting statistic during the week that both Buccaneers and Highfield scored 7 points each against Old Belvedere. Highfield winning their last match 21-16 against Old Wesley, and losing narrowly to City of Armagh in their home ground of Woodley Park. Now, respectful silence as Michael Hanley attempts to give Buccaneers the lead. And that's wide. It's gone wide. It looked as if it was straight and true, but the touch judges decreed there that kickable penalty had sailed wide of the post Sunday. So the score remains after 14 minutes. Buccaneers 0, Highfield 0. A let off for Highfield. Now, out half James Taylor, who's quite an elusive runner. This commentator was studying Highfield during the week, and James Taylor made a couple of very good line breaks against Old Wesley, and he was responsible for an intercept try for number 14 Ben Murphy against City of Armagh. So Buccaneers will be well aware of the threat of number 10 James Taylor. Again, a lot of pick and goes in this match, just building the phases. Patient, trying to probe the defence. Ball is out there to Kieran Booth. Kieran Booth again goes to ground, sets it back there for Ryan O'Mara. Ryan O'Mara leaves it for Frankie Hopkins through the hands to Daniel Hawkshaw. A misplaced pass, but Buccaneers still managed to retrieve it. Harry Balsiger did, it was Stephen Manning did very well to retrieve possession and keep the ball in play for Buccaneers, keep the ball alive. Set again, Stefani there to Sean O'Connell. Sean O'Connell brushes off one tackle and tries to make ground there halfway between the 22 and the 10 metre line. Ball is popped wide, little skip pass out the wing there that sets off Ross Murphy-Sweeney. Looked like a high tackle there in front of us as the referee spotted. It looked like a high tackle there by number 14, who's Ben Murphy. Ben has scored 2 tries in his last 2 matches, but the referee didn't seem to see that. Anyway, Buccaneers continue to play. The ball is moved through the hands of Daniel Hawkshaw. Again, a loose pass, but it's knocked backwards. Daniel has still got the ball. Daniel Hawkshaw still got the ball, but the misplaced pass has seen Buccaneers go back towards their halfway line. They still retrieve possession. That attacking foray has been nullified for the time being, but Bucks still retain. Mike Hanley, a lovely little kick in behind there into the 22. Will he get a favourable bounce? No, he's not going to get a favourable bounce. Michael was trying to kick in to find touch, but it bounced across the Highfield goal line, and the number 9 touches it down there. That's Richard Cassidy, and play restarts there with a little touch ball. James Taylor, a little touch ball as well. And James Taylor, I just mentioned here, a very elusive runner. He spots a gap, and it's a replica of what has happened against Armagh, but a brilliant try-saving tackle there, possibly a brilliant try-saving tackle by the Buccaneers. That could be a very pivotal moment there. Just as I was mentioning there, how it was exactly the same way that Highfield scored a try against City of Armagh. James Taylor, a very, very good broken field runner, ran through, gave the pass to Ben Murphy. Ben Murphy with the goal line beckoning, with superb try-saving tackle by Buccaneers. And after 16 minutes 34 seconds, that could be a pivotal moment in the match. An absolute try-saving tackle there.
I'm sure Highfield will be disgusted with that. They're doing so well. They seem to have open space, and they had to support players on either side. Fair dues there to Bucks there, getting in a little tap there on the ankle and slowing down the progress. So great relief to Buccaneers, and unfortunately hardship for Highfield, because this is essentially their first time getting inside the Buccaneers 22.
Just a break in play there as one of the Highfield players is getting attention, but Highfield, particularly through James Taylor, you saw there how James Taylor did a quick restart and spotted a gap in the Bucks defence, but absolute last ditch tackling save today for Bucks, so it's a Buccaneers put in.
For those viewers at home there might have been a problem there with the reception there. I had problems there with my broadband, and I think I've corrected it. So apologies there if you had a lot of frames freezing. Should be okay now. Before we go any further, I just want to make mention of today's matchday sponsor, Glasson Lake House Hotel. Formerly it was Glasson Hotel and Golf. And they've just been taken under new management. There's been serious renovations, and if you haven't been up to Glasson Lake House Hotel recently, I would really suggest you do. It's an amazing location. It's all been done up. There's a huge amount of facilities that have been improved and upgraded both inside and out.
Now play is about to restart with a scrum for the Bucks, and it's Frankie Hopkins just inside the Bucks 22 here on the left hand touch line.
Work to me, yeah, if it comes, work to me.
A solid put in there by Fran, but they're the high, and the ball is squirted back to the Highfield side here. Buccaneers managed to retain possession, but the Bucks scrum went astray there. You could see the 8-man shove for Highfield. The ball squirted back into Highfield possession, and it's now a penalty for Highfield, but they'll elect to take the scrum. Now you can see there that, as I said before, that one of the main weapons for Highfield is a very strong scrum, particularly a rolling maul off the line-out situation. But now they showed the power of the 8-man shove in the scrum, so they've elected to take the scrum option for the penalty. Put in there by number 9, who's Richard Cassidy. Again, will the Highfield 8 put the squeeze on the Bucks 8? Referee calling for the scrum to be reset here. Referee just indicating there the foot brake, and to get the technique for both scrums, because it's get the techniques right for both front rows.
The referee there saying that there's too much instability there for the front line of both teams, and he wants some stability there before they engage.
Put in for Highfield there, but the referee deems the scrum stable, so the number 9 Richard Cassidy will put the ball in. 20 minutes gone, still the sides deadlocked at no scourage, a very tight match. Now Richard Cassidy, will he set off a ball, and it's James Taylor and through the hands there to Keane Bohan, who's playing number 13 today, sends it through on the crash ball to Mark Dorgan. Again, Richard Cassidy elects, will he go, and he will give it to the number 4, who's Sean Garrett. Sean Garrett finds a slight gap in the Buccaneers defence, but that gap is closed down, and pop and go from the Highfield front row to bring play about 5 metres from the Buccaneers line, right in front of the post. Now the Buccaneers have to defend this situation. Again, Richard Cassidy has it, lets it through the hands of James Taylor out to Mark Dorgan. Mark Dorgan elects to go on the crash ball himself, but he's well repelled by a Buccaneers tackle. Again, the ball is popped out there to number 7. The number 7 there's Owleaf Porter gains ground to about 5 metres, and the Buccaneers have won a penalty there. And I get my colleague there, it looks like Buccaneers have won an excellent defending there by the Bucks. They repelled that situation there. I think it was the number 7 for Highfield. We just checked that now. I think it was number 2 actually went in and not releasing, but the Buccaneers managed to win that vital penalty. So I think number 2 for the Highfield, not releasing the ball about 5 metres from the Bucks line. So that's a let off for the Buccaneers, but excellent defending.
Yeah, outstanding work there by Buccaneers. You're a couple of metres there away. Highfield seemed to have good composure, but beautiful poach there by Buccaneers, an outstanding turnover at a perfect time.
So it's good policy there, Buccaneers, committing men to the tackle and winning their fight and turnover. 22 minutes gone and no score as yet in this tightly contested Division 1 fixture live here from Dubarry Park. So Stefani will throw into the line out now, and Martin Staunton just assessing options with Stefani. So we're going for the 5-man line out now. Will he elect to hit Danny in the centre? He will. Clean possession one there by Danny, and Danny passes back out to Frankie Hawkins. Frankie to Michael. Michael through the hands to Kieran Booth on the pop pass. He's repelled there just on the Bucks 10-metre line through the hands there. Michael Hanley again. Lovely little switch pass out there to Daniel Hawkshaw. And it's Stephen Mannion elects to kick ahead down just on the Highfield 10-metre line. The ball is retrieved there by the full-back with the famous name Liam McCarthy, and he brings play back to the Buccaneers halfway line, up just to the halfway line. Richard Cassidy manages to retrieve possession there for Highfield, pass it through the hands, and will they let it wide? No, but the prop forward there, number 3, and that's Dara Fitzgerald there on the crash ball for Highfield, sets up possession to the James Taylor out to Mark Duggan, an excellent tackle there on Ben Murphy, a very, very good player there, has scored tries in his last 2 matches, but he was well tackled there by Ross Murphy-Sweeney. Again, but Highfield still retain possession. It's Richard Cassidy to James Taylor out to Keane Bohan then on the crash ball. Liam McCarthy comes through, has made ground up as far as the Buccaneers 10-metre line, but brought to ground there. Richard Cassidy again picks and goes there in his bank to the number, and the referee there's a Highfield player there that needs to receive medical attention, so the referee, seeing it, will stop the play.
Looks like we could have a serious injury there. I think Stefani, not another movement. Like he's moving, so the injury can't be too bad, hopefully. But it's unlikely there he'll be continuing on in this game.
The referee correctly has halted proceedings for injury to Bucks players, so it's being attended to here. Thank God that Stefani he's up on his feet. He's being assisted off by the Buccaneers medical team. So it looks like a clash of heads there. So player welfare paramount. Stefani went in to make the tackle there, and it was a clash of heads when he made the tackle, but he's in good hands, and best wishes to Stefani.
hours.
So it's just announced on the PA there that Buccaneer substitute is Oisin Dolan for Stefani Lombard. The play resumes there with Highfield. Highfield switched the ball wide there, and Ben Murphy's grounded there. Another good tackle by Ross Murphy-Sweeney. That's 3 very, very good tackles by Ross Murphy-Sweeney, because Ben Murphy is a very, very dangerous runner with the ball in hand. But nonetheless, Highfield retain possession. Richard Cassidy. And a skip pass there, and a skip ball there, and the Highfield are in the corner. Highfield are in the corner for a try. Movement there by Richard Cassidy through to James Taylor. The ball was set forward there, a ruck situation created. It was moved wide there through the hands James Taylor, in through the hands there to Liam McCarthy, and Liam McCarthy to number 11 there, and the try there scored in the left corner by Luke Kingston, the number 11 for Highfield.
And from the stats there, if you look at Highfield, just about all their tries have been out wide, out the wings. I don't think they've got one try through the centre of the field. They've always been scored by both their full-back players, either their wingers or their full-back. So there's consistency there in their play.
It's true, my colleague Tom is correct there that they have in the match against Armagh, their try scorers were Ben Murphy, number 14, and number 11 in that particular match was Colin O'Neill. So yeah, they're very dangerous out wide. So a quick pass there, and it was Luke Kingston in the corner. Conversion subsequently left inside. James Taylor going to go over to give the men from Woodland Park 7-0 lead after 28 minutes. James wide though. James didn't manage to get enough elevation or accuracy on that one. So the score after 28 minutes to nearly 29 minutes here in Dubarry Park for our viewers is Highfield 5, Buccaneers nailed try courtesy of the number 11 for Highfield there. That's Luke Kingston.
The opening score again, a try for Highfield, scored by Luke Kingston. After the score for Buccaneers, then Highfield 5 points.
So it's play restarting there with Michael Hanley. Restart goes, brings play just halfway between the Highfield 22 and their goal line, and Liam McCarthy, or Cian Bohan it was, kicks using his fullback experience, kicks out the touch and brings play onto the Highfield 10 metre line. We think as well that there's a Highfield substitution there. We think it's number 19 for Highfield, who is Mark Fitzgibbon, and we think he's on for number 8, Maya We'll, for our viewers there, we'll double check that. Play restart anyway with the Buccaneers line out throw, clean catch there by Danny Coulter. Bucks line, apart from one that has gone astray, has been very solid today. So infringement there at the line that my colleague will mention to us.
Yeah, side entry there by the Highfield player was fairly obvious there. He broke his bind, came in from the side, and giving Buccaneers a penalty, and a brilliant kick to touch there by Michael Hanley, right up to the Highfield 5 metre line.
Now can Buccaneers do a Highfield on it? Can they use rolling maul from the line-out? Because it's interesting, even though Highfield have scored 2 or 3 tries in their last few matches from rolling mauls off line-outs, both Old Wesley and Armagh scored tries off rolling mauls as well from line-outs. So can Buccaneers make hay from this particular line? First part of the equation is in place with Danny Coulter. Danny Coulter has the ball, sets up the maul. Buccaneers can now, as Highfield counter mauling here, trying to stop the Buccaneers maul. Is there a bit of pulling down there by looked like number 8 for Bucks and number 3 for Buccaneers? We're in a bit of a wrestling match. The referee lets play on, and the Buccaneers maul inches its way almost up towards the line, but it's now gone to a ground situation, gone to a ruck situation, and Buccaneers have been penalised there.
Yeah, referee there calling them all there, and a scrum broke up, maul was formed, and obviously there Buccaneers brought the ball into maul and lost possession, weren't able to play the ball, so therefore possession goes to Highfield.
Thank you very much. my colleague Tom as for viewers there is linked in with the ref today, so he's an excellent with the referee's mic, so it brings very good tactical analytical insights into why decisions are given. So for reviewers it's nice to be able to explain the different decisions given by the referee. So Highfield with the put in there. Richard Cassidy is solid. Highfield scrum about 5 metres from the row line. Richard, the next little box kicker, will he give it to number 12 there, who's Mark Dorgan. Mark on the crash ball there. I thought maybe that James Taylor might get possession, but Highfield worked their way out again. Again, they pick and go about 15 metres from their own line. They set up possession again. Maybe this time will this be a relieving kick by James Taylor or a little box kick from Richard Cassidy? Yeah, it's a Richard Cassidy little box kick. The little box kick finds its way there, and it's saved from going over the touchline right in front of us by Stephen Mannion. So Stephen sets up possession. They look at number 14 there. Has gone off his feet there, with the referee spot that, but he's letting play go on. Ball given there to Fionn MacDonald. That's an infringement there. Buccaneers player looked to be carrying the ball into the ruck situation and not releasing, but initially there seemed as if number 14 for Highfield had gone off his feet at a ruck as well. But nonetheless, it's a penalty for Highfield, and James Taylor right on his own 10-metre line will bring play about 10 metres inside the Buccaneers half. And it's a line out here for number 2 for Highfield. That's Travis Crummy. Travis actually scored a try in their last match, their 21-16 win over Old Wesley. Travis tried to find Dave O'Connell at the back, Willie. It's securely won there by Owen Keating. Very tall, too tall, and the ball popped through there by, it looked as if number 13 Keane Bohan had burst through the Buccaneers central defence, but the ball appeared to be either
that was a knock on there by Highfield. They're making good progress there, doing a lot of good stuff, but once again pressure there from Buccaneers there paying off, and with the pressure losing possession.
Very with 5 minutes left at half time, 6 minutes, very tight game, a lot of pop and goals and things, but at the moment with 6 minutes left at half time, it's Luke Kingston's for Highfield that separates two very evenly matched teams. It's quite obvious that Bucks in third and Highfield in fourth are very evenly matched. They're nothing in it. So it's a Bucks put in. Hopkins. The crouch bind set is being completed. The scrum is solid, and the referee lets it go on now, and a push on by the Bucks as the scrum wheeled. Referee deemed there the Buccaneers hadn't wheeled the scrum the full way, but the referee deemed that the Buccaneers 8 has exerted sufficient pressure there to put the Highfield 8 under pressure.
The referee there saying there that one of the loose or tight head was cutting across, wasn't pushing straight or square, and with that Buccaneers get the penalty.
And Stephen Mannion then takes the penalty and brings play inside just on the Highfield 10 metre. Highfield substitute here in front of us coming in. It's number 17, Ian McCarthy, is coming on there as one of the front row forwards. And we just see here the player coming off is just off in front of us here. So I'll just get a number for you for the Highfield viewers today, and it's
so I think there was a knock on there by Buccaneers in the air. They seemed to regather, but obviously the ball must have gone forward because the referee calls a knock on, given this push into the scrum to Highfield.
And just to confirm that substitution there for Highfield viewers, it's free. Dara Fitzgerald has been replaced by number 17. So put in for Highfield with about 4 minutes to go. And again, the ball is moved right to Richard Cassidy into James Taylor. James Taylor gives it then to the fullback Liam McCarthy. Back into Liam brings it back into a ruck situation. James Taylor elects a little chip kick ahead, but it's kicked ahead there by Ben Murphy. Ben Murphy kicks it into the Buccaneers 22, but it's fielded by Harry Bolsiger. Harry Bolsiger needs help here. Harry goes to ground to create a ruck situation. Buccaneers need to support Harry, or he might be penalised for not releasing it. But Bucks gets to the breakdown very quickly and managed to keep possession. Two little chips there, a little chip kick by James Taylor and a little fly kick ahead there by Ben Murphy, putting Buccaneers on the back foot. But they managed to retain possession there. That's good counter defence by Buccaneers, because Harry Bolsiger could have easily been isolated there. So Frankie Hopkins gets the ball and kicks it clear there and brings play right just inside the Buccaneers 10-metre line there. So that's good counter defence by Bucks.
Yeah, more squeaky bum time there for Bucks there. Harry did outstanding there to gather that ball, but was completely isolated and decided to run with the ball. But fortunately, the troops arrived in time and brings up play there to our own 10-metre line.
Now the number 2 there is Travis Coomey, and Travis having a chat with the prop forward there, that's Killian Buckley. He goes to the back of the line out there, and it's fielded well there by the number 19 sub there, that's Mark Fitzgibbon. And Frey brought in is fighting out the Buccaneers don't concede any tries on the cusp of half time. Number 4 makes a break. Sean Garrett, the big prop forward, makes a break, but expertly fielded there. A beautiful interception and timely interception there by Frankie Hopkins. What you saw there was, but unfortunately it's a penalty. It's a penalty after Frankie doing some great work there. A beautiful pass on number 4 Sean Garrett, looked as if it was heading to Ben Murphy. Ben Murphy then would have had a free run into the try line. It was intercepted by Frankie Hopkins, but Frankie was penalised there, and the penalty going to Highfield. And James Taylor has elected to kick into touch. Now here's where we will see, or should see, one of Highfield's strongest weapons, close in on from the line-out. Said to viewers before, he scored twice against Orlez, twice against Armagh for these line-out balls. Again, to get it running. Now watch the ball in action as as the forward 8 pile in. Buccaneers know what's coming. They try to counter them all to slow down the rope, but you can see now the Highfield pushes on. The Highfield pushes on. Are they going to peel away from the ball? The ball is right on the Buccaneers line now. Number 7 has it, but Buccaneers have managed, but still, will number 7 get in for the try? Referee is not sure. Has number 7 grounded it? We want to look here. We're going to look here. Has number 7, I believe, Porter grounded it?
The deemed there that the Buccaneers player interfered with the Highfield player in the air. So he made contact with the player in the air, in the line out, and the player or the referee has been playing advantage.
So the infringement initially in the line out, but the rolling ball didn't force its way over, so the referee has brought back the penalty. So it's now going to try another rolling ball off the line out again, the same play. The defended that ball very effectively last time. Can they do it a second time? The ball is thrown in there and it's fielded there by the lock forward. That's Sean Garrett, and now the shove is on from Highfield, but again the Buccaneers knows what's coming. The ball you can just see there in the hands of number 14 Ben Murphy is adding his weight to the maul. So it might be an 8-man maul, it could be a 9-man maul, and the maul is inching its way forward and it looks as if it's crept over the line. Highfield hands in the air. Has the Highfield maul succeeded in grounding the ball? Referee is not sure. Excellent defending by
Buccaneers managed to hold up that ball, and that gives Buccaneers the kick from inside their own goal line. Excellent. Possession going back to Buccaneers.
Excellent counter defending by Buccaneers. They have their homework done. They realised that the very effective weapon that is the Highfield maul did damage against Old Wesley and Armagh, and were ready for it and stopped Highfield scoring a try. So the rules now state that if they can't ground the ball over the opponent's try line that play restarts with a dropout. But nonetheless, Cian Bohan has found a huge hole in the Bucks defence, and it's spun wide there to number 14 Ben Murphy. And 14 Ben Murphy brings play, but an excellent try-saving tackle again by the Bucks. Very quick play there again. Highfield showing how quick they are in broken play. So just as the Bucks had repelled a try-scoring maul at one corner of their defensive line, so the Highfield players spun the ball wide, and it's a try-saving tackle there by Buccaneers.
Yeah, kind of poor defence there by Bucks there. They're kicking the ball. They need to have players coming up in a straight line, and obviously there Highfield saw plenty of gaps to make it in. And again, Buccaneers, as we said, are quite fortunate that they haven't conceded another try on the wing.
See Cian Bohan making great holds in defence. He passed it wide to number 11, who was Luke Kingston. Luke Kingston then, and the Highfield flanker was number 7 there, with Owley Porter was put into touch by a superb try-saving tackle, I think, there, for a combination of, nonetheless, their Buccaneers win their own line-out. It's vital now here as play resumes there. It's vital to clear possession there just on half-time to keep the deficit to a very manageable 5 points. Can Buccaneers now just clear possession away from their goal line? It's been a couple of dangerous moments for the Bucks, but it looks as if now that they will manage to clear possession with Stephen Mannion, Keats and brings play just between the Buccaneers 22 and their own 10-metre line. That was a particularly vital period there for the Buccaneers. 2 try-scoring chances for Highfield, 1 from a rolling maul that wasn't grounded, and 2 from number 11 Luke Kingston being into touch. So even though the initial foray by Cian Bohan saw holes appear in the Buccaneers' defence, it was superb cover tackling to save the day. So a pivotal moment just on half-time. Still sees the score 5-0 to Highfield. Highfield line out again now, and it's gone to the back there to number 7, sorry, is Owley Porter. And there again, it's taken up by by Highfield. Highfield tried to advance between the Bucks 10-metre line and the 22, repelled by good Buccaneers defence. A little bit of injury time being played there. Obviously, Stefani had to be attended to for his injury, so we don't know how much extra being played. But the ball is played through the hands of Cian Bohan. Cian Bohan is very dangerous. James Taylor. The Bucks are alive to the threat of James Taylor and ground him in the tackle. Highfield still retain possession there, and it's into number 6. Number 6 is the captain, David O'Connell. David goes to a ruck situation, but Richard Cassidy moves the ball again, and it's off to number 11 there, Luke Kingston, the try scorer. But Luke is held up by good Buccaneers cover defence. Richard Cassidy goes in the burst then again and passes to number 4, Sean Garrett. To number 7, Owley Porter. Back to Richard Cassidy. Richard Cassidy through to James Taylor, who sets back line with Cian Bohan, and Mark Dorgan, number 12, through and crash ball makes ground up to the Bucks 22. They still manage to retain possession, but the pass goes astray, but referee has deemed there's an infringement there, which my colleague Tom will be able to pick up on.
The referee's there telling that there was a deliberate slap down, therefore impeding Highfield from scoring, and they're giving a penalty. In a way, you could say, lucky enough not to get a yellow card, because very often there, when you're inside your own 22, card is produced. Having said that, I don't think Highfield had open ground, but nevertheless, it's a bad penalty gave up just before the half-time whistle, and with this successful kick, which it has to be because it's right in front of the goals, this will bring Highfield up to 8 points. Buccaneers nothing.
Yeah, it's a penalty there for number 10, James Taylor. It's fairly set dead straight into the goal, 22 metres out, so James should make resetting ball. Ball's falling off the kicking tee. Just need to reset and refocus on his kick. So it's James Taylor now to Highfield, the men from Woodley Park. 8-0. James is straightened through by James Taylor, and the score there after, well, just a few, and the score is 8 points to 0 for Highfield. The try by number 11, Luke Kingston, and the penalty by James Taylor. The referee calls a halt to play, and at half time it's on this vital match here, it's Buccaneers 8, Highfield 0. Sorry, wrong way around. Highfield 8, Buccaneers 0, before the Buccaneers supporters get too excited. Thank you, and it's time for half time.
So during half time we're just going to have a message there from all our sponsors, and as I said earlier, in particular there, Glasson Lake House Hotel. Audi Athlone. Michael Moore Car Sales Limited, Athlone and Port Tarlington are premium car and commercial vehicle dealerships supplying new and used Mercedes-Benz, Audi, Volkswagen and Skoda models across Ireland from their dealerships in Athlone, County Westmeath and Port Tarlington, County Laois. So whether you are looking for a brand new Mercedes-Benz, a high-performance Audi, a nearly new Volkswagen car or van, or an approved used Skoda or any premium new or used car, they are there to help you and get you the car of your dreams. The Bounty Bar. The varied menu based on Irish cuisine is what you're offered at this establishment. The Bounty is famous for its great service and friendly staff who are always ready to help you. The Bounty is also a great place for functions of all sizes. You will love the prices and come back for the service. Well done to Tom, Pascal and their dedicated staff. Bridge Transition. Bridge Transition is a professional services company providing advisory and implementation support to large enterprises. Founded by Joe Brown, it works with large corporations on business, transformation, strategy, restructuring, and turnaround. Thanks also to Joe Brown, who has been kit sponsors for our seniors and many of our underage teams in recent years. Carthy Meats. Carthy Meats is a story that began almost 3/4 of a century ago. At the family home in Arcadia, Athlone, Oliver Carthy cooked, dressed, weighed and wrapped his first ham, and the Carthy way was born. Now and as then, it's a way of doing things not only that embraces time-honoured traditions and an unmistakable sense of Irishness, it also puts innovation, imagination and a passion for quality at the heart of everything they do. Collins Boyd. Collins Boyd are chartered civil and structural engineers and registered architects. They pride themselves with the quality of work and are therefore the right choice for your project, no matter what the size. Check out their website to see examples of their projects or learn more about them at collinsboydeng.com. Also, check out some of the services they provide at Collins Boyd Engineering. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to contact them. Based in Roscommon, they operate everywhere in Ireland with the highest quality service you'll find, guaranteed. Dubarry of Ireland. In 1937, in the heart of Ireland's west coast, a cooperative company was established to create employment in a small town called Ballinasloe. A joint venture between the local Chamber of Commerce and a family from Northampton was named after the beautiful French courtesan and mistress of Louis XV, Madame Dubarry, and Dubarry of Ireland was formed. Ganley's of Athlone. At the forefront of Irish building and hardware supplies since 1989. The Ganley story began in 1989 with 4 employees when the founder, Michael Ganley, established a builders providers and hardware business in a disused garage in Athlone. Since then, they've grown to 120 staff across destinations, showrooms and stores in Athlone, Longford and Mount Bellew. Today, they offer the largest range of building supplies and products to cover both builders and home improvement projects across the Midlands. With 30 years of experience in DIY and building materials, they're there to help you with all your interior design.
That's all, yeah.
No, the second half has resumed here, and it's I Highfield, number 9 Richard Cassidy with a kick there brings play right onto the Highfield 10-metre line. So as said before at half time, 8 points to 0 for Highfield. Try from number 11 Luke Kingston and penalty from number 10 James Taylor. It's a throw in there by Oisin Dolan. Oisin in the field there by Danny, and Oisin retains possession there at the back of the scrum, so it gives it there to Frankie Hopkins. Frankie passes out there, 2 balls playing through the middle. Buccaneers there penalised for not rolling away, I'd say, in the ruck, and it's a penalty there for Highfield.
So as you can see there, Buccaneers are penalised for not releasing the ball in the tackle, giving possession to Highfield on their own 10-metre line.
James Taylor with the penalty. Brings play inside the Buccaneers 22. It's a Highfield line out there to be taken by number 2 Travis Cooney. And Travis elects to throw into the line. Will he go for Owen Keating, Dave O'Connell or Sean Garrett? It's to Sean Garrett it looks like, and ball still in a maul situation, but now it's the ball released from the ball across through the hands there, number 10 James Taylor. James Taylor to number 15 Liam McCarthy. Liam McCarthy brought to ground just directly in front of the Buccaneers post. Ball is passed out through the hands to the number 2 there for Highfield, who's Travis Coomey, and that's a penalty there for Buccaneers.
So just as in the previous occasion there, Highfield there didn't release the ball in the tackle, Buccaneers on this occasion, Highfield have been penalised for the same offence, giving Bucks the penalty and kicking the ball just inside their own halfway line.
The Buccaneers throw in then just about 5 metres from halfway.
Don't fight the movement!
Throw in, and a well won there again by Danny Coulter. Much more secure line out today from the Buccaneers. Ball passed through the hands there, and it's Kieran Booth on the crash ball, but well tackled there by the Highfield number 6, who's David O'Connell. But nonetheless, Frankie Hopkins tries to make a breakthrough. Thought he saw a gap there, but the gap is closed off by the Highfield defence. Michael Hanley has the ball there. He passes through the hands to Stephen Mannion. Stephen Mannion on a beautiful run there. Stephen Mannion has made 5-10 metres there, a little jinking run. Ball is passed out. Michael Hanley with the skip pass straight out the field there. Oisin Dolan. Oisin Dolan passes to Ross Murphy Sweeney, but Ross was brought to ground there just inside the Highfield 10 metre line. There's another Buccaneers man down there as well. So will the ref stop play here? There's a Buccaneers man needing attention. The ball is kicked ahead there by the Highfield man, and the ball hops inside the Bucks 22, and Harry Bolsiger does the sensible thing there and just kicks the ball to touch to prevent any Highfield attack developing. So just a Buccaneers man injured there, so the ref has stopped play.
Yeah, I think Harry realised there, holding onto the ball inside your own 22 on your own and isolated isn't the best way to be. So very, very sensitive, as you said. Kick the touch, keep it safe, and obviously do not lose possession. Well, obviously we have the line out, which of course will be Highfield throwing.
So Stephen Mannion, thankfully, is back on his feet there. Stephen shrugging off the effects there of that leg injury he received, and he's ready to resume his place in the Buccaneers backline. So it's a Highfield throw in now again. Will they get the rolling maul going? The Buccaneers defended 2 or 3 rolling mauls by Highfield in the first half very effectively. They'll have to do so again. So again, I know this time there's a slight variation there. Rather than creating a rolling maul situation, what they did was number 2 peeled off the back of the ball and took a pop pass, but the ball was, the referee probably deemed there.
Yeah, unfortunately there was forward pass, and once again fortune is on the side of Buccaneers, under major pressure there inside their own 22 metre line, and yes, we won't complain.
No. Fortune favours the brave. So if they put in now, a Buccaneers put in, but that was an interesting variation there that we expected. This commentator and they expected a kind of just a maul from the lineup, but they peeled off the back of the maul that time. Nonetheless, the Buccaneers put in by Frankie Hopkins. Buccaneers scrum holds solid there. Is up in the front, number 17 there, he's up in the scrum. Referee just calling both sides there, telling people to calm down a little bit, but it did appear from this distance that number 17 for Highfield popped up in the scrum. Ian McCarthy, who's a sub there for number 3, Dara Fitzgerald.
So ref there being very clear to Matthew there, as far as he was concerned, both players' heads came up. Now from this side it looked as if it was only Highfield, but he deemed that both heads came up, and therefore the scrum has to be reset. So scrum, Frankie Hopkins to put the ball in the scrum again. Referee carefully monitoring the scrum this time. Frankie with the put in. To be a side wheel there but a side pushes on by Highfield, but Buccaneers managed to retain possession there. Ball is popped by Frankie there as far as Harry Bolsiger gains ground up to the 10-metre line, but he's well supported there. Buccaneers win the ruck situation and hold on to possession. Harry's done very, very well there in situations to hold on to the ball and set back the ball for Buccaneers' next phase. And the ball is passed through the hands there. Have we a bit of movement here? And we have a bit of movement. A jersey pull there, but it's thrown wide there. The pass there, I think it was Conor Fitzgibbon. We think it was thrown wide there. It looked as it was about to be thrown to Ross Murphy Sweeney, but the ball went out over the touch line. There's an interesting bit of advice there for the referee there to one of the players earlier on, that if he wanted to ref the game he could do so, but would have to be from behind the touchline. So nice original bit of advice.
Now a scrum again, and it's a scrum for Richard Cassidy, the scrum half for Highfield, with about 9 minutes gone in the second half here. Solid put in this time, and Richard Cassidy will get it back to James Taylor. What will James do? Will he kick it in behind the Bucks defence? No, he likes to run it through the hands. Out to Cian Bohan through the hands there, gives it to Luke Kingston. Luke shrugs off the tackle of Harry Bolsiger, but is brought to ground there by Michael Hanley right in front of us here. But Richard Cassidy retains possession, gives it to the number 7, Olive Porter. Olive sets the play back to Richard Cassidy into Liam McCarty. Liam McCarty pops it through the hand, and a missed tackle by Harry Bolsiger there, and it's resulted there in number 11 Luke Kingston getting in there under the post for a second try there for Highfield. And that's when the Buccaneers look back at the video analysis of that try there, it was poor defending and poor tackling, seeing number 11 there, Luke Kingston, get in the corner for Highfield's second try, making it after approximately 50 minutes of play, 10 minutes into the second half. Highfield 13, Buccaneers nil, with a relatively easy conversion to come. We'll just have a look at the monitor now to replay that try, just to see where the fault line was. James Taylor there, yeah. Very, very easy kick. So James has got a penalty and a conversion to add to 2 tries by number 11, Luke Kingston, leaving the score after 50 minutes. Highfield 15, Buccaneers nil. Just watching the try here again on the replay monitor. The ball moved very quickly through the Buccaneers' hands. Number 11, Luke Kingston. Yeah, there was a missed tackle there. Failed a good tackle there. Initially a good tackle by the Buccaneers, but they worked the ball through the faces again. And you can see there 15 to 11 and 11 and a missed tackle there. Luke Kingston was in there in the left-hand corner for a try for Highfield. So Buccaneers have, it's 10 minutes into the second half of an uphill battle. They need to hit back now with a try of their own. Play has resumed there after James Taylor's conversion, and number 2 there, Travis Coomey, has got the ball, and it's James Taylor hits a long relieving kick that brings play out over the touchline. A superb kick there by James Taylor, a diagonal crossfield kick bringing play inside the Bucks 10-metre line. Now Buccaneers substitution here in front of us there. We have number 18 Fergus Galvin for number 14. Number 18 Fergus Galvin is on. We'll see as well. Number 20, we have number 20 as well. We have Will Riley is on, so we have a double substitution by the Buccaneers. It's appears to be Will Riley on for Harry Bolsiger, and Fergus Galvin for number 7, who is Ryan O'Mara. So that's a double substitution for Bucks. Will Riley and Fergus Galvin for Harry Bolsiger and Ryan O'Mara. Buccaneers restart possession, winning the line out there from James Taylor's crossfield kick into play again. Looked like a high tackle, and referee correctly signalled it this time. Yeah, anything above the shoulder is deemed very dangerous, so referee had no hesitation there, awarding that penalty to Buccaneers and Stephen Mannion. Stephen Mannion will
just give you a bit of background there. Harry West was on the panel and the Irish under-20 that won the Grand Slam only last week. So it's great to have a Buccaneers player on the under-20s team. And Fergus Galvin, this is his first game back after a number of months due to injury. So it's great to see Fergus back in action.
So now we have, if Will Riley, Will a former Laois minor footballer, is more used to playing scrum half, but today Will is on the wing. And Fergus Galvin, as Tom, I echo the comments there, good to see Fergus back in the fray. And he needs to play his part now in trying to retrieve the situation for the Buccaneers, but the ball right on the halfway line there, retrieved by the Bucks. Martin Staunton brings through in the crash ball here. And it's set back again for Frankie Hopkins. Frankie to Michael Hanley. Michael to the hands of Kieran Booth. Kieran Booth to Matthew Burke. Matthew Burke bulldozes his way up towards the halfway line. But the Highfield defence remaining very resolutely tight here, that each Buccaneers player is met by a solid wall of Highfield defenders. Now, Frankie almost spotted the gap there, but was tackled. And again, a Buccaneers player not releasing the ball there. Very, very tight defence by Highfield. So for the referee's mic, we'll go if we had from Tom there.
Again, as you can probably see there, he was penalised for 2 reasons. One, he was rolling on the ground. You're not allowed to roll anymore. Years ago there, you'd have the fireman rolls. You get in a couple of rolls there and give yourself a bit of time. That's no longer allowed. And not alone was he rolling on the ground, but in the process holding on to position. So not releasing, hence the penalty, taking play just inside Buccaneers' 22-metre line. So first half, it seemed a lot of the action was in the Highfield half of the field. Now a lot of the action is in Buccaneers. And you can see in the background there, the scores there after 55 minutes, 0 to Bucks, 15 Highfield.
Highfield again, an interesting variation on their line-out ploy the last time. Number 2 peeled off the back of a maul created by the line-out. What did they do this time? Again, and this time it's their number 19, the sub there. Number 19 is Mark Fitzgibbon, gets possession, lets the ball through the hands to Cian Bohan. Cian Bohan very dangerous there at number 13. The ball is spread wide to Ben Murphy, and Ben Murphy is... The referee awards the try. It looked as if Ben Murphy had been stopped short, but it's Ben Murphy. We think we just on a replay we'll confirm that, but it's the congratulations there are going to the number 14, Ben Murphy, who now has scored his 3rd try in as many games after scoring tries against Old Wesley and City of Armagh. But we just confirmed that.
And in fact, Buccaneers are quite lucky there because there was a deliberate high tackle there, catching him around the neck. The referee had called the high tackle, but obviously he was given advantage and scored. So we're lucky enough there that we don't knock down 14 men, because that would definitely have been a yellow card.
James Taylor with the conversion. Trying to make it 22.
Exit chat, Mongo, on the road. Exit chat.
Right-hand touchline from James Taylor converts Ben Murphy's try. Keep there by James, but it's sailing wide of the right-hand post. So the score remains after almost 57 minutes of play. Highfield 20, Buccaneers 0. Tries from Luke Kingston 2 and Ben Murphy, that again showing that it's the wingers have got the 3 tries between them, showing the threat out wide by Highfield, and a conversion and a penalty by James Taylor. Buccaneers restart play there now. They have a mounted the climb here with 23 minutes to go, and it's James Taylor again, James is proving a very, very solid out half performance, and the ball, it's touched out there. Will Riley Frankie Hopkins thought he was keeping the ball into play, tried valiantly to keep the ball into play, but only succeeded in knocking the ball into touch for Highfield put in. Sub coming on there for Highfield is number 20, and that's Chris Bannon is coming on there for number 17, Ian McCarthy. Well won there, and number 20 immediately involved, Chris Bannon immediately involved the action. James Taylor has found again a very elusive runner, and James Taylor has given a pass for Cian Bohan, and Cian Bohan is an easy try under the post there for Highfield. And that's 25-0 to Highfield. You can see there James Taylor, a very dangerous runner in broken play. We had seen that against Old Wesley and Armagh, creating a gap in the Buccaneers' defence for Cian Bohan, the number 13, to sail in unimpeded under the post, and that's giving a score of 25-0 after 58 minutes. So those 2 very quick tries by Ben Murphy and Cian Bohan put a very different complexion in this match. Now you can see from the replay there, James Taylor made the initial burst, holes in the Bucks defence, and Cian Bohan, the number 13, had the easy task of in under the post, which would make a very easy conversion for James Taylor. So make it 27-0 to Highfield. With about 21 minutes to go, just to repeat for our Highfield viewers, 2 tries from Luke Kingston and a try from Ben Murphy and Cian Bohan, and James Taylor with 2 conversions and a penalty, making it 27-0. So a sub there for the Bucks, number 19. That's Cathal Walsh coming on there. Cathal is coming on there for. Cathal is coming on the back row for Sean O'Connell, and number 17 then James Kelly is about to get ready as well. But here a moment for the Bucks, and it's going to be Will Riley. Can Will Riley make it the whole way to the try line there? Oh, his pass went forward at the very opportune moment. There was a golden chance there. Will Riley was it looked as if it had gone forward, but the referee is playing on. Is he? No, what? The referee is playing on. To me, to this commentator, it looked as if the pass was gone forward, but the referee obviously deemed that it was lateral or went back, so play continues. Bucks still in with a try scoring opportunity there. They try to pick and drive through the situation there, but and look, yes, Highfield have stolen possession there, and a try scoring opportunity has been missed by the Bucks there. There it looked as if number 20 Will Riley was about to score, and the pass just went astray at the last minute there. That was probably Buccaneers' best chance of a try scoring opportunity in the 60 minutes that we've had so far. They need desperately Bucks to threaten the scoreboard. Bucks with great counter rucking there, and saw Highfield turn over the ball and relieving kick there.
Over, give him the call.
So it's Oisin Dolan with the throw into the line out. It's one there by Fionn McDonald, and the Buccaneers create the ball from the line out there. And it's 16 there. It's Oisin Dolan with ball in hand in the maul, bringing the ball forward. Oisin ball creating the maul situation there and moving forward. Pops out the pass to Will Riley. Michael Hanley with a beautiful crossfield kick that's going to fall. I know it's misfielded there by. The idea was good there to a high crossfield pass there, and now suddenly the ball has gone loose, and it's a sprint between Michael Hanley and the number 4 to try and retrieve. Michael Hanley does very, very well to retrieve possession there as the Highfield team fly kicked the ball inside the Buccaneers 22. It was a race between number 10 for Bucks, Michael Hanley, and the number 4 Sean Garrett for Highfield to see who would win the race to retrieve that ball. But luckily, great counter defending there by Michael Hanley. Michael, who was at the start of that move with the crossfield kick. The crossfield kick there wasn't fielded by Ross Murphy-Sweeney, and the ball was fly kicked down the field, and it was a pure race there, won by the number 10 Michael Hanley over the number 4 Sean Garrett, and perhaps another try scoring opportunity denied there to Highfield by good defence by Michael Hanley. So the ball again is cleared down the field, then straight down the throat of James Taylor. James, who's very, very his show today, a beautiful kicker of the ball too. He spots gaps everywhere, and just as I'm speaking there, a lovely little kick in behind. James Taylor spotting that the Bucks winger had moved off the wing, and a little kick into the corner there. James Taylor really controlling the game there. His passing and his moving and his running from broken play and his kicks in behind the defence are really having the Bucks in trouble.
Yeah, Highfield seem to be dominating the game at this stage. They seem to be dominating in every facet of the game. As you say, tactically in kicking the ball, breaking the gain line, making progress, and once again, just when we thought we were getting someplace in the Highfield part of 5 metres, we're back just outside our own 5 metres. So lads are under pressure. And no doubt there's a lot of guys with bursting lungs there after that race there, half the length of the field there. And have to credit to the Highfield number 4. You don't see a lot run that fast normally. Amazing speed altogether and stamina.
So it appears to be a double substitute too for the Highfield there. We think that the number 2 and the number 5, number 2 is Travis Cooley, number 5 Owen Keating have been replaced, so we're just giving the replacements there. So we get number 16 Robert Murphy is on, trying to find so for Highfield there. So we think that we see that Mark Stone didn't think it's down the lowest there for counter check. Deputy Mark Stone was off as well, so we'll give you that score as we get it. It's a line out for Buccaneers anyway. And Danny wins it. Danny's been very solid. The Buccaneers line out has done very, very well today. In the last few matches, obviously the Buccaneers line out has been a problem, but today it's been fairly solid. The fault has not been in the line out. Anyway, the Buccaneers retain possession and try to work their way out of their own 22, but they still have possession there. And we'll be able to bring in the number 17 there, James Kelly is on. That's who we have there now. Confirmation that James Kelly is on and Martin is off. So 64 minutes gone in play, and here Matthew Burke has the ball. Matthew is met by a combination there of the number 3 and the number 13 for Highfield, who drive him back. The Highfield counter defence has been very good. The Bucks have found very, very few holes offensively in the Highfield defence. Kick there by Frankie Hopkins, and Frankie brings play just about halfway between the Bucks 22 and the 10-metre line. And another sub coming on there for the Highfield, emptying their bench there, number 21 is Shane Buckley. And it's coming on, Shane Buckley should be coming on for, we'll check now. 21 is coming on, Shane Buckley is coming on there for the fullback, Liam McCarthy. Liam who's played his part there, has been very solid both offensively and defensively there, making some runs into the line, so good day at the office there for the Highfield number 15. So I think Highfield have emptied their bench now on their 16 to 21 are on, getting valuable game time for them because 2 matches to go now in the AAL after today. The depth in the bench becomes important as the season gets into its closing stages. Put in for the Buccaneers anyway, Frankie Hopkins. Push on there by the Highfield, but Buccaneers managed to retain possession. Ball pass through the hands of Michael Hanley. Oh, it's a drop pass there by Daniel Hawkshaw, and it's retrieved there by number 21, who's just on the field, Shane Buckley. And in place of Liam McCarthy, Shane Buckley creates the possession for Highfield, and Highfield drive into the Buccaneers 22. It's there, passed away to the number 20 for Highfield, who is Chris Bannon. So the subs there determined to make an impact in their time on the pitch too, because competition for places as the season nears its end is vital for both Bucks and Highfield. So looking at the result today, we saw at the start City of Armagh with 56, Belvedere 52, Bucks 51 and Highfield 45. So Highfield, by virtue of what it looks like, I say, because we know certain reasons scored, looks like it will move up. Their 45 will move up towards the Buccaneers 51. But while there is life, there is hope. There is still 13 minutes to turn things round, and a put in for the Buccaneers. And again, a wheel is put on there by the Solid Highfield Club, but the referee said no, it's a reset. It's like a scrum reset.
Just for information there, had Buccaneers, which is unlikely they're going to win at this stage, but had they won this game, it would have guaranteed them a place in the playoffs, because they would have been in the top 4, to my knowledge, and I've been reliably informed. And obviously, this is a great opportunity for Highfield, because now they are inching up the table where we dropped.
The table will, tonight when all the results are collated, we'll be able to give viewers of the AL rugby results, give our viewers a more definitive picture of the league table. But it's finally balanced anyway after today with 2 matches to go. Bucks final 2 matches against final 2 league matches against Old Wesley and City of Armagh. But they moved the ball through the hands there, trying to at least get a score on the board here. And it's Stephen Mannion brings play down towards the 10-metre line, and a phalanx of Highfield defenders pop up on him. A super that looked like it. That referee did he? No. Yes, he did a super tackle there. A super tackle by Highfield. We get another look at that one because that was a bone puncher.
That was a double knock-on there, obviously knock-on by Bucks in the tackle. Highfield did a subsequent knock-on, but obviously either way the scrum goes to Highfield, and that scrum has been very powerful of late since the changes have been made.
Just looking at that phase of play there on the replay to see. Yeah. That was number 18 there for Highfield. John O'Connor making a superb hit on the Buccaneers player.
Referee there informing the front row, I think particularly the props there on the Buccaneers side, if there's another, what would you say, failed line out again, a player will be sent off and yellow carded. So they've been warned there to keep the scrum up.
Highfield putting on the shove again there now, and with the ball at the hand, the ball played again. This time the referee feel that the pressure wielded in the scrum by the Highfield was causing the Buccaneers scrum to turn, so it's the penalty for Highfield. And as my colleague Tom there said, that the depth of the bench, particularly on the forward line, you're looking at players there like number 18, John O'Connor, Mark Fitzgibbon, Robert Murphy. A lot of the subs that have come on are have made a huge impact in the tight place, which is in their scrum. So that's a good sign. Buccaneers or Highfield know they have a strong bench now. Players really making an impact in scrums and in tight play.
You probably noticed there, Dave, that the kick to touch wasn't successful. So fortunately, when Buccaneers were facing a line-out by very strong Highfield, they now have it put into the scrum just outside their own 22. So again, Lady Luck has been on our side.
So again, will the Highfield 8 trying to put the squeeze on here in the scrum to beat the Bucks. It's Will Riley, so it's vital. It's Frankie Hopkins, so it's vital now that this Buccaneers scrum holds solid here with 10 minutes to go. Yes, much more solid scrums by the Bucks there.
The tight head there of Highfield seemingly was bearing in. He wasn't coming in square, he was bearing in at an angle. And as you know there, you cannot compete in a line-out if one player is bearing in at an angle. So this takes the pressure off Buccaneers and takes the play up to the Highfield 10-metre line. So hopefully now with the last 10 minutes, hopefully Buccaneers can get some scores on the board.
So there our colleague Tom explaining the rules of the scrum engagement very clearly there. And 16 Oisin Dolan throws the ball in it again. Danny, who's been very effective in the line out today, wins primary possession, gives the ball back to Oisin Dolan, and the Buccaneers get the ball moving forward. It's through the hands to Michael Hanley to Cathal Walsh. Cathal Walsh there with the very distinctive blue scrum cap, picks and goes there, and it's Frankie Hopkins tries to get forward. One there by Fionn MacDonald. Fionn MacDonald there into James Kelly. Oisin Dolan, and in through the hands there, it's released wide there to, I'm not sure who that is on the ground, but nonetheless it's Frankie Hopkins at scrum half restarts the possession. It's given in there to James Kelly, and a little burst there, and it's surely Kieran Booth might be in here for a score for the Bucks. Is Kieran Booth going to get it in? Can Buccaneers get what might be a consolation score here? But he stopped short about 3 metres from the Highfield line. A superb. That was one of Buccaneers' best moments during the match there. Kieran Booth, very dangerous from Boca play, got an opportunity to score, but Kieran, just as the try line was in sight, was pulled down about 3 or 4 metres short of the Highfield line.
Referee there letting the lads there know that the ball was lifted at the ruck, and once the ball is lifted and out of the ruck, Highfield were entitled to play, and unfortunately it resulted in a knock-on by Buccaneers. So it gives a throw into Highfield on their own 5-metre line. So again, for not the first or second or third time there, I think Buccaneers have been very unlucky there, getting so close but not close enough.
It's excellent, the analysis there, the referee's live feed, because things that you would miss in commentary are picked up by our live feed to the ref, so it gives an extra dimension for our viewers, and I hope you're enjoying our live referee's feed. It really does give you a tactical insight into the rules of the game. So the penalty now again for Highfield, and both their players down injured there. Looks like a knee injury, so being attended to by the physio, and the first player is down there. I think it's Kieran Booth is down there
I think it looks as if one of the Highfield players thinks or feels that there's some injustice there done to him after that scrum, but I don't think there's been any serious injury.
So 6 minutes to go, just to recap, it's good viewing for 27 minutes. Tries from Kingston, Murphy, Keane Bohan. 2 conversions on the James through there by, we think, Cian Bohan. High up and under, that's well fielded there, Michael Lanny. Michael Lanny will drive play back inside. The fly kick there brings play back into the Highfield 22, and it's fielded there by the number 20 for Highfield, and brings play back onto the half-forward line there.
Numbers. Hey, Max, some tap. 4 man. Don't play the movement.
Ball moves through the hands there. Ball moves through the hands, and it's Buccaneers in possession. Frankie has made a break there, but it's snaffled up by the Highfield defence, very tight Highfield defence. They do not want Buccaneers to score. A big feather in the Highfield cap to keep the Bucks scoreless. Ball played out, Michael Hanley with the skip pass, but the skip pass thrown widely out there. It's missed there by Robert Teep on the left wing of the ball. The skip pass is thrown out over the side.
So with, I suppose, 5 minutes left, or maybe less, I suppose it might be worth looking at the progress of Buccaneers this part of the season. Up to Christmas, it seemed there that we could do no wrong. We scored and we won every single game, and as you know, we were top of the table. Unfortunately, our fortunes are very, very dependent on Connacht players, and when we have quality Connacht players, we're able to play these class teams from around the country in Division 1B. Unfortunately, because we don't have guaranteed access to these players, it's tough for the lads in that when they're able to compete, but when they don't have the players that they're available from the academies, unfortunately we have coming up a bit short. It's been a tough run there for the lads since Christmas.
Nonetheless, the Buccaneers keep playing player resumes there with from the line-up session. Buccaneers gather it. We see, just doing a quick numbers count, I think Buccaneers are down to 14 men. We'll ascertain the reason why maybe for our viewers by the end. So it's anyway, Buccaneers is playing on and managed to hold on possession. Sean McDonald managed to hold on to that possession there. So it's out through the hands to Michael Hanley. Michael Hanley then to Will Riley coming off the wing. Across the back line there, and it's Fergus Galvin. Good to see Fergus back in the fray. Fergus goes to ground, managed to retrieve possession there for Oisin Dolan. Pops and goes to Will Riley. Will Riley tries, but again is met by a fierce, determined Highfield defence, but a quick referee gives the Buccaneers a quick tap penalty. Sean McDonald takes a quick tap and goes, gives it to Fergus. Fergus is met. Can the Buccaneers get what would be now a consolation score near the end to put a bit of gloss on the scoreboard? And it's true there, it's Fergus. Fergus is trying to make ground there. Fergus has worked very hard since he's come on. Buccaneers trying to get that consolation score. And it's Danny Coulter through the hands there. And it's Oisin Dolan. Oisin can get it wide. And it's a try. It's a try there. And that's a try for the man with the blue, distinctive blue scrum at that. Must be Cathal Walsh. And it's no more than the Bucks deserve there, because it's, you see they're tapping a quick tap penalty by Phil McDonald through the hands there. Fergus Galvin made the drive. Again, the ball is set up. James Kelly made the drive forward. Very involved there. Again, another pick and goal. Ball moved by James Kelly again, acting as scrum half, passing it wide in through the hands. Danny Coulter into Oisin Dolan, giving it to Cathal Walsh. Cathal Walsh scoring, the man with the blue distinctive blue scrum half. Cathal Walsh just 27 minutes to 5, so no one is deserved for constant pressing. Trying to take the version of the
Referee there informing the lads that there's 4 minutes of game time left. 4 minutes.
Conversion for the Bucks. Conversion. Stephen, a few substitutions there for the Highfield men bringing off number 12, Mark Dorgan. It's up there. Mark Dorgan played his part in the Highfield win. He's particularly effective on the crash ball today. Ken Bohan got through for a try, but Mark Dorgan did off the hard yards by getting through the crash ball to the initial defence. Just right out, just in front of us here, just inside the Buccaneers half. Ball taken up by the number 3 there, that's Mark Fitzgerald. Darrell Fitzgerald, sorry. And Highfield still, have Bucks turned the ball over? No, it's number 20. Chris Bannon there acting as the scrum half. Ball is popped across the field. Redeeming there, there's an infringement, looks like.
And the ball was knocked forward from Highfield. Obviously there Fergus Galvin making his size and his presence felt, and that gives Buccaneers the throw into the scrum on their own 10-metre line with only a minute, 2 minutes. So this could well be the last. Sorry, there's a minute and a half left roughly, so this will probably be, there'll only be 1 or 2 more phases of play left.
Just to sum up there, that was very evenly matched the game for about 20 minutes, but then the Highfield backline just opened up and Buccaneers were well warned about the danger of the wingers, and so it transpired that 2 tries by number 11 by Kingston, a try by number 14 Ben Murphy, and a try by centre Keane Bohan, topped off by 2 conversions and a penalty from James Taylor, made the score 27, and the try from Buccaneers and Cathal Walsh.
Highfield tries in the second half by 2 Kingston and Ben Murphy. Fourth point try by Keane Bohan. That is the score. Buccaneers 7, Highfield 27.
Again, now Highfield for one final flourish there, and it's James Taylor. James Taylor, who, even if awards were being given for man of the match, would be very up there. James Taylor passes the ball anyway to Ben Murphy. Ben Murphy tries to chase his own kick, but it's retrieved there by Will Riley on the left-hand side there. Will, even though he's playing right wing, is now acting as the left winger in the defensive cover. Will makes an excellent break there. He pops passes there out to Robert, and good play out by Will Riley coming from this right wing berth to his left wing berth, doing good defensive work again, setting up an attack, and Buccaneers succeeding for one of the final plays of the match and getting another score here on the board. Michael Hanley has the ball. Michael pops the pass in just on the halfway line. They look called for a high tackle there. Referee not finding this, but it's given to Cathal Walsh. Cathal was marked. Probably my statistician Michael Silk would know more, but we think it might be Cathal Walsh's first AIL try. Runs in, his time is up now, almost 84 minutes 44 seconds go, so would this be the final play of the match? Michael Hanley now can Bucks get something out of this.
The Highfield player there, the infringement there was a Highfield player playing on the ground. He was obviously on the ground and played the ball on the ground, and as you know, one of the few rules you can't do is play the ball when you're on the ground. So that gives a penalty to Buccaneers, and the line out will be just outside Highfield's 22.
To try and make it 27-12, a bit more glossy respectability on the scoreboard. I said before, very even up to 20 minutes, but then the Highfield backline cut loose to run in 4 tries. Donegal doing excellent. Very, very well today, and they got the running ball right off the line, and that running ball is brought. They must keep this ball in play, because if it goes dead, that's it. It's the final whistle. Can Buccaneers get a consolation score? They have the rolling ball going there. It's very effective. It's Highfield are trying to do a counter ball, trying to bring it down, and trying to slow up the Bucks ball. Bucks must keep this ball in play. It's gone to ground there. Now Bucks must get this ball out. That's it. Final play. Infringement. That's it. Referee has blown the final whistle here in Dubarry Park. A very resounding win for the Highfield men, the Highfield from Woodley Park.
Highfield 27 in the Stratton Takeoff sponsor picture. Tomorrow, it's the opportunity of our under 14 girls playing here at 12 noon. College Cup semi-final against Sanders Grove. On the Trentons are away to Dublin University in the Personal Cup. That game is being played at Bumpstock RSC. And then on Thursday night, Touch Rugby, table quiz here in the Bounty, 8 o'clock.
Just explained there, a lot of discussion there with the referee as to what happened there. As far as the referee was concerned, the scrum had split, and therefore they were no longer part of the original scrum, or sorry, the original maul. Hence, they lost possession and game over, regardless. Tough call, but it has to be done, and refereeing scrums and mauls, or sorry, line out and mauls, must be a nightmare.
Final home game is against City of Armagh on Saturday, the 15th of April, the second way pitch day, all the days available.
Right, so before I sign off there, my commentator might have a few words there before I signed off. I just want to say good luck, God bless to everyone. Okay, and adieu from Dubarry Park on this beautiful day, which is usually indication that the season's almost over when we get this beautiful, sunny spring weather.
Thank you, Tom. Thank you, Tom, for his analysis completely down to Mississippi. I really enjoyed the referees live feed, and the mic gives us good insights. But so yeah, it's a summary of the match. Highfield 27, Bucks 7, very evenly matched for 20 minutes. But the Highfield backline cut loose and scored 4 tries. But Buccaneers have to regroup now and play their last 2 league matches against Old Wesley away on the 1st of April and City of Armagh at home on 15th of April. They must obviously just have an eye now in the top 4 to stay in the top 4. Highfield obviously by dint of that scoring 4 tries and should obviously get a bonus point on top of that. So Highfield are going to be in the league table moving closer to that 3rd position. So it's getting very tight at the top now with 2 games to go between City of Armagh, Old Belvedere Bucks and Highfield. So again, thank you today if you've enjoyed the live stream from Dubarry Park, and thank you and goodbye.
Going home much easier for us. Well done, Mark. Cheers, lad. Happy hitting you. Yeah. Congratulations, lads. Thank you very much. Thank you. Well done. How come you didn't give us this kind of weather the last time we were down with you? Remember that day? Okay, well done. Thank you. I'll watch it back later on, maybe. With pleasure. I'm a park man. Are you? Yeah. What are you doing up here? Long story, I don't want to hear about it. I don't know what they're saying. Oh, I'll never great up here. I got 1 consolation today anyway. What? Where the hell?
Way over Wesley 13 in our mass.